Hello, YouTube. Alright, so I want to talk about MGTOW versus feminism. This is a lengthy subject, and I'm probably going to make other videos about this as well, not just this one. But, anyways, feminism is interesting because it has put women on par with rights or on rights with men in this country. Okay, cool. When you understand how females work naturally, females don't look females look for a man that can provide for them, right? For a man that can be above them in status, above them financially, above them in height, in education, in career, right? So feminism on paper, it sounds great, but in practice it's not. It's kind of like saying, don't tell me what someone says, tell me what they do, right? It's sort of the same thing. Women say they want equality, which we already have it. In fact, women are already in some senses. I mean, I haven't looked too much into it on the statistics of it, but in regards to education degrees and careers, they are already matching or above men in that in those categories, you know, in the financial sense and in the education, right? Okay, cool, fantastic. So women don't date down, right? When they date, they try to look for men that are above them in every aspect. So what happens when women have equal rights? And this is going to sound controversial. They don't date, right? If they have everything equal to men and are above men, they don't date down. So what do you have? Population collapse, right? Because if they focus on, and that's what they call hypergamy, right? Hypergamy is this idea of women chasing for that super high value man, which is unavailable for all of them, right? You know, we're talking about the 6-footer, you know, muscles, over 100K a year, you know, all these different things, right? You know, it's not every man has all those criteria, right? It's just a few. And if all women chase for that type of man, right? Well, what do they end up doing? They end up drying their ovaries until they try to get a chance to meet that man when he already has someone, right? It's not logical. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So to me, the whole feminism thing It's ridiculous. It doesn't sounds good on paper, but in practice it doesn't work. It doesn't. That's not how human nature works. And then on the flip side, some men are intimidated by the fact that women have more than them, right? Some men, right? So that's the flip side of it. So society, with all these rules and regulations and laws we have in place here in the U.S., we are setting ourselves up for failure. We are creating a mismatch in the dating world. So nowadays, in the education front and in the financial front, women are matching or crossing over to the upside. But not only that, due to the laws in place, women already have more rights than men in the dating scene. So that's where MGTOW comes in. Men going their own way. MGTOW, right? That is I believe, a direct response to what's going on here in the U.S., where men have lost their rights. They've been castrated by the government, by regulations, laws, and so on, right? Where men just say, well, men going their own way, they just tap out. They're like, it doesn't even make sense anymore. Why would I get into a relationship, right, if I have all the chances to lose, right? It just makes no sense. And that's why a lot of guys avoid marriage, because they understand that they'll get wrecked in court if they get a divorce, and divorces are higher than 50%, right? So I've heard this term many times, and I think it's funny. If you're in an airplane and you have a parachute, right? But they tell you that there is a 50% chance that parachute won't open, right? And there's a 50% chance that it will open. I don't think a lot of people would take that chance, right? It doesn't make sense. It's it's too risky. It's too risky. Like, why would you take that risk? Why? Because you only live once. So you want to jump off the plane to get the thrill of the ride, right? Of skydiving, because you're gonna enjoy it. But at the end, because obviously you're falling, right? Gravity. At the end, you're met with having to open that parachute. So, is it gonna open? Is it not gonna open? 50% chance, right? So, it's difficult. It's a difficult one. The MGTOW thing is huge, and YouTube censors this type of stuff. Censors the whole MGTOW movement. They've banned a lot of people that have spoken about this subject. It would be a huge movement by now, probably even larger than feminism, if it were to be allowed to be freely spoken about in social media, in YouTube, in regular media, mainstream media, but it's not. It's like hidden. It's censored. It's like an elephant in the room. So yeah, to me it's strange. Yeah, and like I mentioned in another video, we're not headed in the right direction. The fact that MGTOW exists, and the fact that men in the MGTOW movement have counter arguments that are valid, makes this whole dating thing, relationship thing, so difficult, right? Because it's not, there's a mismatch, right? And I don't think lawmakers are even paying attention to this type of thing. Anyways, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Watch my other videos. Have a good night.